Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. If you're new to our channel, welcome. Here at Mad About Skin, we're passionate about helping you to get the most out of your skincare. So if you haven't already, now's a fantastic time to click that link below, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and you won't miss out on any of our amazing future content. Now, in today's video, we're going to be doing something which you guys have begged me to do, which is my current morning and evening skincare routine. Now, most people on YouTube tend to split these out over two videos. You'll get the one, the get ready with me morning routine, and you'll get the go to bed with me evening routine. I thought, no, I'm not all about that. Let's throw it into one big mammoth day in the life of skincare video. So in this video, you're going to be getting my morning routine, which I'm going to go through shortly, and then I'm going to be filming and editing in separately my evening routine. Now, you know I'm pretty rubbish at editing, so we'll see how that plays out. But today is going to be a double whammy of a day in the life of my skincare. And we're going to start now. I'm sensing this is going to be quite a long video, so we're going to start quick, cut the waffle, and get straight into it with my morning routine. Now, as you can see, pajamas still on. I always do my morning skincare routine in my pajamas because I like to be able to lather. I'm not very elegant when I'm applying my skincare. It tends to go all over the place, and so I want to not be wearing something that I'm actually precious about getting product on, so excuse the look. I have just come out of the shower, so I don't wash my face in the morning. This is a tip I got from Cassandra Bankson, who said, actually think about whether you need to cleanse your skin in the morning, or are you just removing the essential oils and the things that the protectants that your body's built up overnight. And I worked out, actually, my skin is never that oily, never that greasy. Just a quick wash with water in the shower is more than enough, so that's what I've done this morning. My skin at the moment, normally I'd say I'm oily, acneic, breakout prone, but at the moment, because I'm on a topical prescription retinol in the evening, my skin is drier combination. So I'm saying I'm more like dry, oily combination. It's all a bit of a mess. I'm 6 weeks into the retinol, so I'm getting past that stage where it is dry and peely. You can probably see quite a bit of peeling because this is my skin in its natural state. So I'm craving hydration, which is what I'm going to be adding today. Also, need to keep up that exfoliation game to make sure I'm removing those layers and layers of dead skin cells, and hopefully that's what you'll see in today's video. So straight out of the shower, I applied this product, which is the Nip and Fab Exfoliate Glycolic Fix. I actually really don't like showing you this because I'm literally just using this up. It's a great product, but I've stopped using it. Well, I'm planning on not repurchasing it, should I say, because it's just very heavily fragranced. And I think when you're using quite an aggressive exfoliant, do you really want to be adding fragrance and potential sensitivity into it? I don't think we do. So I am actually going to be phasing this out, but it's a Lush product, so I am going to be using it till it's used up. I have the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% liquid, BHA liquid on standby. I love that product, and that is going to be what I then move to, and I'm going to be mixing it with my glycolic acid 7% toning solution by The Ordinary. They're like my two Holy Grail exfoliators. When this is done, because this is a salicylic and a glycolic all in one, when this is done, I'm going to be using the 7% toning solution all over my face, and then I'm going to just be applying the BHA liquid by Paula's Choice just on the areas where I'm breakout prone and have those blackheads. That's what I'm moving on to. I just wish they'd reformulate this without all the fragrance, because it's a beautiful combination AHA, BHA product, which I absolutely love. And so if they come out with a fragrance-free version, I'll be back on this because I love the product. Just for me, it's a pass. But I do like the fact they've got the concentrations on here. So it's a 6% glycolic acid, 2% salicylic acid. I love the formulation, just not for me. Now, the reason I'm not showing you doing this is all exfoliators I find go better straight out the shower when your pores are receptive and open. And so I put this on with a cotton round the second I left the shower, then threw my top back on and came in here. So that's why I'm not applying this right now. Once I've done that, I then move straight on to what I call my serum steps. So the first for me has to be this, which is the argireline solution. This I spoke about on the channel before, and I'll link a video in my evening routine when I use it there to the argireline video I did. I'm almost out of this, which is a travesty. Argireline is fantastic. It's called Botox in a bottle, and it just helps support with the eradication of dynamic fine lines and wrinkles. I put it on my smile lines, I put it on my crow's feet and on my forehead lines, and I just let that sink in for 20 seconds. It's a very liquid, watery formulation, so just give it 20 seconds to sink in before you put anything else on. I love this product. It's one of those Holy Grail products that I discovered. It's like £5. You can get other ones, but the Ordinary one is so cheap. It works so well. It's unfragranced. It's cruelty-free. So it's just like a ding, ding, ding standout. If I was to choose one favourite product at the moment, it would be this. It's so simple, and yet I've seen about a 25% reduction in my fine lines and wrinkles. So Very, very, very happy with that. As that sets in and just does its work, I then don't have a massive amount of skincare in my morning routine. I tend to leave a lot of, I see the morning as protecting, so I'm protecting the skin for the things that I'm going to face as the day goes on, and then the evening is where I do a lot of my treatment work. But one thing I can't live without, I'll put on next, is my caffeine solution by The Ordinary. Now, doing this without a mirror could be a challenge, so we'll see. I love, love, love this product. It helps with the dark lines, discoloration, and the puffiness that you get under your eyes. Don't put it too close to the eye. I think we all tend to put the product right up against the eye. Actually, product migrates as it warms, and so actually this will migrate upwards. So don't put it right up there, just into the eye contact. I always put way too much, and then I don't know what to do with it. Someone did ask me once, could you use, while this soaks in, could you use that product all over your face to help with, you know, puffiness and water retention? In theory, yes, and I have seen, I think it was Cassandra Bankson that said, actually, if you are feeling a bit bloated and a bit puffy in the face, maybe you've had too much salt, too much, you know, an excess of good living the night before, there's a polite way of putting it, yes, you can. I haven't ever done it on myself because I don't feel it's needed. I think a facial massage in the evening deals with that better, but yeah, nothing stopping it. Works great on the eyes, and I love it. This product takes about 30 seconds to sink in, and I like to make sure it's bone dry before I then go on and put my other products on. I don't wear concealer during the day, but one thing that often people say is, can you put concealer on top of this? I don't think it layers particularly well, so what I would do is, if you are wanting to apply concealer, put this on, leave it for like 5 minutes, and then just wipe it off and put your concealer on after that. It'll still, the caffeine will have gone in and done its work, but I don't find that the formulation allows you to really put concealer on top of it. Leave me a comment below if you disagree. Now we're going to move on to what is a holy grail for me. I did a video recently on hyaluronic acid and do you need that in your skincare routine, and I came out to say, a lot of people are more sensitive to hyaluronic acid than they think, and so I've tried to cut down the amount of hyaluronic acid in my skincare routine. One of the great ways of doing that is moving on from a standalone hyaluronic acid, but actually moving on to a sort of a multifunctional serum. So instead of having single serums, each of which probably had hyaluronic acid in and all compounds, can you get a serum which just does everything you want it to do in one? And I found one which is the Hylamide Sub-Q Skin. I love this product. Now, it was, a couple of you guys mentioned this a couple of months ago and said how amazing it was, and I thought, I've got enough, I don't need to try more product. And then Hylamide reached out to me and said, could we send you a sample? I was like, yes. Everyone seems to be raving about it. I can't wait to try it. And I've fallen in love. What this is a peptide plus hyaluronic acid. It's got multi-molecular hyaluronic acid in here. It's got peptides in here. It's got hydrating agents, and it's got traces of like vitamin C's and other things that aren't going to do enough to be standalone, but are just going to give you that little bit boost and that radiance that you need. This is primarily a peptide serum, but also a fantastic hydrator. One of the common things which people ask me is this better than the ordinary buffet or the ordinary buffet with copper peptides? Well, in my evening routine, you'll see me use other peptide serums, so I'll talk about it a bit more then. I actually think if you are looking for hydration, this is your go-to. This is better than the buffet and the buffet with copper peptides. If you're looking for anti-aging, I think the buffet with copper peptides pips this. I did a video on the buffet with copper peptides, which I'll link up there if you want to check that out a little bit more. But I think that's better for anti-aging, whereas this is a hydration powerhouse. So the reason I reach for this in the morning is my skin at the moment is very dry and I just need that hydration. So this is just game-changingly gorgeous. It's much more... Anyone that's used the buffet will often say it's quite tacky and sticky. This is much, much more liquid-like, which I enjoy, and I think the texture is just more pleasant to use. It doesn't sting, it doesn't have any adverse side effects, it's packed full of humectants, and it's just beautiful if your skin craves that little bit of extra hydration. So I'll put that on, take it right down to the neck, and just let it sink in. If you notice my skin going a tad red, it's not because I'm reacting to any of these products, it's just a little bit sensitive to touch because of obviously my retinol journey that I'm going on in the evening. I love this product and I recommend check it out if you haven't already because it's just game changing. Now, while that sinks in, a lot of people say, can I use a vitamin C because this is a peptide serum and we all know peptides don't go well with direct acids and vitamin C's. I don't worry too much about the exfoliator that I used, though it's a direct acid, it's been on my skin. That's why I tend to do it straight out of the shower. It's been on my skin quite a while, and so by the time I put this on, I feel it's going to be absolutely fine. And then the peptides used in the evening, I don't have an exfoliator in, so I don't have that issue. Vitamin C is a little bit trickier. I normally reach for this, which is the 100% L-ascorbic acid powder by The Ordinary. This has been my go-to for years, and I absolutely love it. I guess my challenge with this product is you really shouldn't put peptides in direct contact with L-ascorbic acid, but you can with vitamin C derivatives. So what I would recommend is, I'm not putting a vitamin C in this routine right now because my skin is that little bit sensitive, and so I made the decision to cut the vitamin C out because I'll be using other antioxidants later. When I come to you reincorporating a vitamin C into my skincare routine, I'm going to go for one of the Ordinary vitamin C derivatives, which I actually did a video on, which I'll link there. So if you want to know how you can get around not having a peptide and your peptides denatured by vitamin C, then just use a vitamin C derivative. Check out that Ordinary video, which I did, and work out which one of those will work best for you. Whilst I love this product, if I want to continue using the sub-Q skin, which I do, I think I'm going to have to switch up and change to a vitamin C derivative to still get that brightening, but without that interaction and the potential for denaturing the sub-Q skin, which is my new absolute favourite. Now we've come on to that, and this is pretty much it. I always say to people, the morning can be simple, because this sub-Q is in effect my hyaluronic acid, it's my peptide mix, and it's a lot of the other niche ones, my niacinamide and things like that all in one. I don't really need to add too much more. And so what I then just move on to, which is this, which is a gorgeous product, which is the Survival by The Ordinary. Now you can get the Survival Zero, which is just the antioxidant, which is beautiful, and then put your SPF on top of it. I've got the Survival 30, which actually is enough of an SPF for me anyway, so I don't need to add an SPF as well. So it's great 2-in-1. I did a video on this and I fell in love. I love the antioxidant power of this, and it means that I don't have to have separate antioxidants. It's all in one, and the fact that you can get it with an SPF already thrown in is just, you know, win-win, ding, 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 absolutely amazing. I love this product. As you can see, it goes on. Even though it's got titanium dioxide in, which usually does leave a little bit of ashiness on the skin, you'll see it actually goes in without too much ashiness at all. Now, obviously, that goes for my skin type, which is my skin tone, which is very white. Anyone darker than me, you might get some ashiness, but not too much, and it dries matte. That's literally gone. Matte. Perfection. I adore this product, and I don't know why people don't use it more. It needs so much more love. It's not even that expensive. This is £25 and lasts me about a month, and that's my sun protection. I did take it onto the neck, which you'll all read me to filth for. I don't know why I didn't. I think it's because I'm talking at the same time. But definitely take it onto the neck and onto the ears. I'll just give a top tip. I know this is going to be a bit preachy. I don't like to be preachy, but I will just say, always do the tops of your ears, because one of the highest increasing rates of skin cancers appear on the tops of the ears. The sun hits them first, and we never seem to apply our sun protection there. So just a top tip, always do the ears and the neck. But yeah, dried matte, and it's just beautiful. There are so many fantastic antioxidants. You've got blue light protection, you've got pollutant protection, so you pollutant shields, you've got UV protection. I love it. Definitely go for the 30, or I would recommend you either go for the 30 and forget about the SPF because it's already in there, or go for the 0, which has no SPF, it's just a fantastic antioxidant, and then add your SPF on top of that. That's it, guys. That is my morning routine. I am going to put a slick of my Cicaplast on. If I'll see once all that's settled in and check how dry my skin is, I might put some of the Cicaplast balm on top if my skin is really dry. But I actually find the Neod to be quite hydrating. Even though it's matte, it's quite hydrating. And with the Sub-Q, I just don't feel like I need a moisturiser on top to sort of be too occlusive, and it's warm here in the UK. I don't need that. So I'll see, I will add a moisturiser if I need to, but I am going to put a slick of the Cicaplast Lèvres, which is their lip balm. The reason for this is I failed massively last night, and I put my retinol on my lips. Never do that. I tell people, never do that. It's like the driest area, it just wreaks havoc with your lips. I didn't listen, I slapped it all over, got it on my lips, and now they are dry and chapped. So this is a really good sort of like lip repair cream. I don't particularly like lip balms. I think often they do more drying than they do preventing, and they're useless. This one would be my number one. If you want this is Cicaplast Lèvres by La Roche-Posay. Beautiful. Right, guys, I'm going to go run some errands. I've got some videos to film. I've got some errands to run. I've got some editing to do. I've got loads of just errandy things. And then I'll see you again this evening for my evening routine. Take care. Bye. So, whilst it seems like you've just seen me put all of that product on, I've actually been wearing it now for a full 12 hours. It's got to the evening and I'm ready to take the day off. There is nothing more I love than just taking off everything that's on my face and having a really good, relaxing evening skincare routine. Some of you are probably going to accuse me of being a little bit extra when it comes to my evening routine, but do you know what? I love skincare. It's a hobby, it's my relaxation, and whilst I know I'm filming for you today, so it's not going to be as relaxing as normal, I like to take my time. I like it to be a whole process, and it takes hours, but you know what? It's all part of the self-care, the relaxing, getting ready for bed sort of process. Now at the moment I am on prescription strength retinol. I'm using adapalene just to target some breakouts, and I am going to apologise in advance. I'm wearing a little bit of concealer to try and hide during the day, the hellishness. But when I work, I tend to do this when I rest my head on the desk. And so I've got a row of zits there. So I need to stop doing that. And it's doing my skin no favours. So I excuse the blotchiness and the patchiness. But you know what? This is life. I want you to see my skin in all its natural glory, or non-glory as it might turn out. And first step, whatever I do, is always going to be a cleanse. I don't cleanse in the morning, as you saw, but in the evening, I need to get all of this SPF off. I need to get all this old skincare, the dirt, the debris, everything that's just stuck to my face during the day. And my current go-to is this, the Oat Cleansing Balm. Now, whether I do a double cleanse and then finish with a second step cleanse or just use this, depends on how my skin's feeling. But whatever I do, I always start with this product. I like to use a generous amount. Now, I always caution you guys to keep this product in the fridge. If it's warm, and it's cold in the UK today, but it's been warm over a period of time, then this goes quite liquidy and quite oily. It's normally more of a balm consistency. Keep it in the fridge and then you won't have that problem. So I just like to massage it into the skin. It's actually quite hard to do this and talk at the same time. My skin is super dry at the moment because I'm on adapalene gel. So I'm about, I think, 4 weeks into it, so my skin is super, super dry at the moment. And so this is just beautiful to take down any redness, any irritation. The oat will just help with that, but also it's super soothing and hydrating. And you'll notice a lot of the products I'm using today is all about the hydration, which is key for me at the moment, which is unusual because normally I'm all about de-stripping the grease and preventing the breakouts. But for me, at the moment, hydration is key. Now, this product works beautifully to do a facial massage with. Every evening, I like to do a facial massage. It's calming, it's relaxing, it's great for draining the face for that lymph fluid that's built up, and it's just great. You wake up so much depuffed and you don't have those dark circles. It's great. I'm not going to bore you with a 15-minute facial massage. I'm going to do a video on my facial massage technique later in the week, so check that out if it's uploaded at the time. But I will just tell you, whatever you do, it's worth just doing this circular motions, moving into the corner of the eye, because what that will do will just ensure that when you wake up, you are so less puffy around the eye area, and those dark circles, however much sleep you've had, look snatched and gone. So just do this about 15 times, even if you don't have time to do a full facial massage, and that will just, it works wonders. It's the one thing I would definitely recommend. And I just work this in. As with all cleansers, I always say remember the 60-second rule. So make sure it's on your skin and massaged in for 60 seconds before you then apply some water. It'll turn to like a creaminess and emulsify it. Allow that to work for another 20 seconds of working that in, and then wash it down at the sink. Obviously I'm not in my bathroom, and I'm not going to be carrying buckets of water and stuff around to do this. So I will be back, and I'm back. Face is feeling smooth, it's feeling refreshed, but not tight. The key thing, and why I love the Oat Cleansing Balm, is it doesn't leave your face feeling tight and like it's struggling to breathe. I love it. Now, if I was more oily, I would do a second cleanse, and I'd follow with my Neutrogena Hydro Boost Cleanser. But because I'm a little bit dry now, actually the slight little bit of product that's left on my skin is going to be hydrating because it's oil-based. So I'm going to leave it on, and I'm going to move on to my next step. Now, I've got a couple of options for my next step, which I've been absolutely loving. Because I'm quite spotty on the forehead at the moment, or because I keep touching my forehead with my hands, I have been using this. This is the Turmeric Blemish Control Clay Mask. I don't use it all over my face because my face is quite dry, and this is full of clays which will just strip out the oil. I've just been using it sort of where I do have those blemishes. Turmeric is gorgeous at just helping to lessen the heal time on zits, pull out some of that pigmentation that can be left behind, and I love it. This doesn't smell too funky at all. It's got a lovely seal so it doesn't go everywhere. And it doesn't smell too funky, because turmeric, I just don't like the smell of, but it's a fantastic natural ingredient. I don't really talk about this. This is Botanical Lab. I don't talk about this often enough. I love this product. Here in the UK, you can get it in Superdrug. This is where I bought this one, but you can get it internationally as well. I love their products. It's all botanical based, so if you love your botanicals, this is a really good option. I did it last night, so I do it every other night, so I won't be doing it this night tonight, but this is really worth a look if you're looking for something a bit mask-like that has turmeric in. This is great because it doesn't smell of turmeric. Now, if I was feeling super bougie and I was doing a full routine, I just want to mention this. I've discovered this gorgeous mask. This was actually sent to me by a Korean skincare. I'm going to do a video on some Korean skincare, so I won't spoil it too much. But this is the I'm Sorry for My Skin jelly mask. I love, love, love this mask. It's pH balanced to your skin's natural pH, which is 5.5. Perfection. I think a lot of masks can mess with the balance of your pH level in your skin, which is quite bad because you leave them on for like 20 minutes, so it does have time to really mess with it. This does not. This is perfectly balanced and it's great for sensitive skin. My skin is a little bit sensitive, and if I need to just get moisture in there like that, this sheet mask is gorgeous. I'm not going to do it tonight because it's just going to prolong the whole thing, but if I'm feeling super bougie and want a little bit of relaxation, that I'm Sorry for My Skin sheet mask is a really, really good option. I got this one on Stylevana, along with some other Korean stuff. It's part of a haul, but I'll mention it later on in another video. But this I really, really, really love and couldn't recommend enough. So now, because I've let my skin dry a little bit, it's always good to have your serum steps, which I'm coming on to, put onto moist skin. And as an extra hydration, I've been using this recently, which is the Aquatide Multi-Purpose Mist by Logically Skin. I featured Logically Skin's peptide serum in a previous video. They're a great Korean brand. I'll leave a link. By the way, all the products today, I'll leave links to where you can buy them in the description box below if you want to check them out a bit more or buy them. But this I love. And the reason I love this is the fineness of the mist. I hate those mists that go on really chunky, really like gloopy, and it balls and, you know, it just sits on the skin. This goes in like that. Super hydrating. It's got a light sort of lemongrassy scent to it, but it's nothing that's aggravating my skin. My skin's super sensitive at the moment, and this does nothing to aggravate it. It's really nice. Super hydrating, and I would really recommend the Logically Skin Aquatide Multi-Purpose Mist. Korean brand. I can't remember where I got this, but I'll leave the link below if you do want to check it out. My only criticism is, because it's Korean, it can be quite hard to find out the ingredients in this. I know it's got peptides in, and I know it's got humectants in, but I don't know the full ingredient list, which makes me a little bit dubious, but you can find it if you do some digging. I love this. It sits on the skin, just let it dry in a little bit, and it is gorgeous. Now, moving on to serum steps. For me at the moment, it's all about getting the hydration in, brightening the skin. I also want to just make sure that any acne that I have doesn't leave too much pigmentation behind, so a little bit of brightening is great. I have been reaching for this product. This comes in this box as well, also by Logically Skin. I love, love, love this brand. People don't talk about it enough. It's Korean, and people have gone mad for Korean skincare. Yeah, I don't think this actually gets enough praise. It's got loads of different peptides in, and it actually gives you the concentrations and the names of the peptides. So if you're a super, super nerdy geek skincare freak like me, you can actually just go on, you can Google and see which each one of them does. It's got collagen boosting peptides in, which I love. It's got hydrating peptides, which I really need. And it's got peptides which will help balance and repair the skin barrier function. I love this. I also think, how expensive does that look? I featured it in my Korean skincare video, which I'll link up there. But I just think on the vanity, it just looks really nice and really expensive. It's got a really unique dropper on there, which has got sort of like the burnt end, which is great. And I like to I probably shouldn't use as much as this, but I like to use a whole like dropper's worth. I just pat this over my skin. Now, the reason I use this in the evening is because peptides are denatured with anything that's too acidic, and because I don't have anything acidic in my evening skincare routine, it's perfect for including it. In the morning, I'll use my exfoliator and I'll use my vitamin C, so it's just not a good time to have peptides in your routine. Evening is perfect. Take it down onto the neck, which is always essential, and as far down as you want to go. I love, love, love this product. Leave it 30 seconds to dry in. It doesn't take too long to sink into the skin, and I just think it's absolutely fantastic. Now that that's settled into the skin and it's absorbed, you don't want to go bone dry, because I always think putting your serums on when you still have some moisture in the skin is good. But I then move on to this, which is the argireline solution 10% by The Ordinary. I love this product. I've done a whole video on it, which I'll link up there to save me explaining it in too much detail here, so check that out. Botox in a bottle. This has honestly reduced the amount of fine lines and wrinkles on my face by about 25%, and that's really difficult to achieve with serums alone. I use 3 to 4 drops of it. I put it on my crow's feet, my forehead, and just those laughter lines that you get, those expression lines that you get around the mouth. Honestly, it's an absolutely beautiful product, and it works to just stop all that muscle contraction, which leads to those fine lines and wrinkles deepening. Normally, I would mix a little bit of the 100% niacinamide powder by The Ordinary into there. However, because my skin's quite dry at the moment, I don't want to balance the oil anymore by adding more niacinamide into it. So I'm skipping niacinamide at the moment. But if you wanted to use the niacinamide powder, this is a beautiful product to mix it with. A lot of you guys have said you want to use the powder, but you don't know what to mix it with. Well, the argireline solution is perfect. The pH is right, and it's water soluble. So it's water based, and the niacinamide powder is water soluble. So this is a perfect addition. I use it morning and night, so you could use your niacinamide morning and night if you wanted to. Absolutely love it. I think it's a fantastic addition to your skincare, and it's one of my absolute holy grails. Now, finally, just for serums, one thing that I've been reaching for, because I'm a little bit spotty on the forehead, I've been reaching for this, which is I can't ever say this, I messed it up in my Korean video, but I'm going to have a go. I think it's called our Unique, which is the Tea Tree Relief Serum. I love this. I'll link it below anyway. But this is fantastic because it's got tea tree is amazing if you're feeling a little bit spotty, and it just helps to take it down and calm it. So what I do is I just dab it literally where I have those zits. I don't want to put it all over my face because I don't want it to dry my skin too much, but just as a little bit of a spot treatment, it's absolutely gorgeous. It doesn't sting, and it doesn't smell. It smells faintly of tea tree. It's not too like overpowering because I don't really like the smell of tea tree. This is beautiful. It gives a light tingle when you put it on, which means it's doing its work, but it's nothing too intense. I just think it's an absolutely gorgeous product. That's it for serums. So what we're coming on to now is what is like my holy grail and the thing which is saving my skin at the moment, which is this. This is the Epiduo Adapalene and Benzoyl Peroxide. So it's Adapalene 0.1%. That's the standard strength Adapalene. Adapalene is a new generation retinol that specifically targets acne and is great for acne sufferers. Because I'm quite breakout prone at the moment, I picked this up, switched out my usual retinol, and have been using this. It's also got benzoyl peroxide in. The reason I love this product over this Differin gel, because you could just get Differin gel, which is just adapalene on its own. The reason I went for the Epiduo, which is the combination benzoyl peroxide and adapalene, is the adapalene takes about 12 weeks to work. So whilst you will get gorgeous results and it'll stop your breakouts in their tracks after 12 weeks, I'm impatient. And it's quite nice to see those results straight away, which you'll get from the benzoyl peroxide. So the peroxide will help to combat the acne causing bacteria from day one, and the adapalene will help reset the oil levels in the skin and increase that cellular turnover after about 12 weeks. So I love this as like a 2-in-1. If you can't get your hands on this, you can just use the Differin gel and a hydrogen peroxide together. But I always think it's safer and better if it comes pre-formulated, so you're not messing too much with your skin. I use this every other night. I went straight in and used it every night, and it wrecked my skin. I think my skin, as I've got older, I used to use this every night when I went onto it previously. As my skin's got older, it's got drier, so I just use every other night is more than enough for my skin. They say use a pea-sized amount. Because it's got a pump, it's literally just one pump. So if anyone ever wonders what a pea-sized amount is, that is a pea-sized amount. It's pre-measured, which I love. In the UK, this is prescription only, but I bought it online. You can fill in an online consultation form and they do an online assessment for you, so you don't need to actually go to a dermatologist. You can get it online. Now, when you're applying any adapalene, whether it's got hydrogen peroxide in or not, best thing to do is to just dab across the skin. And what you want to do is, I'm quite slapdash with my applications, but this, you really want to take your time and work through. Don't go anywhere near the eye contour. Absolutely avoid the lips, because if you ever put a retinol on your lips, you will know about it, a prescription strength that is, and just work it in. I don't like to rub it all the way in because I think that's when you can get the irritation. I would just leave it like that and let it sink in. Now, a couple of people might never take it onto the neck either. I always say take your skincare onto your neck, not your retinol. You'll know. It's very difficult to get moisture into the neck area, and you'll know. If you've ever put a prescription strength retinol on your neck, you'll hear me. Sound off in the comments below if you've made that mistake. You'll hear me. But just let it sink in and let it do its work. Now, a lot of people will say, how long should you use that for? I use it for 12 weeks and then tend to give it a rest. On the nights, I'm not using that. So tonight, I'm using that product. On the nights, I'm not using that. I will either use the Paula's Choice 0.3% retinol and bakuchiol combination, which I love, or it was featured in my like top 5 best products from Paula's Choice video, which I'll leave a link there if you want to hear a bit more about that, or the Achilles retinol, which is a fantastic go-to mid-strength retinol. They're both a lot weaker than the adapalene, and so it means I'm not missing out on retinol on the nights I don't want to use the adapalene. So now that I've finished with the retinol, which is going to be pretty much the last step in your skincare routine, I would then move on to moisturizer, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for your routine. I will give a couple of honourable mentions. First of all, I do want to give a shout out to this, which is the Copper Amino Isolate Serum by Neod. I mix between the Brightening Peptide Ampule and the Copper Amino Isolate Serum by Neod. They're both peptide serums. One's got copper in, one hasn't. Copper's fantastic at triggering collagen production in the skin, so if you feel that your skin is losing that firmness and elasticity, I would opt for this. If you're just wanting the hydration and the brightening, I would opt for this. They both kind of work slightly different, but they both give amazing results. Because my skin is halfway between that slightly more mature skin that needs that collagen and elasticity, and that young skin that can just get away with just a bit of hydration, and that's all you need. I sit somewhere in between, so I mix up these two. Today I use the Brightening Ampule Biologically Skin, and tomorrow I'll probably use the Neod Isolate. Kind of, I feel unfair to not give a mention to this because it does feature in my evening skincare routine every other day. Now we're moving on to moisturizer. I would normally go for the Cicaplast Balm, which I love. It's peptides, it's lipids, it's hydrating. It's just what my skin needs when it's a little bit on the a little bit on the sensitive side and a little bit on the dry side. However, I've recently discovered this, which is a Korean skincare brand. I did a Korean skincare haul and discovered so many great products. This I love. This is the Blythe Pressed Serum with Crystal Ice Plant. As with all Korean skincare, basically the Crystal Ice Plant, which is advertised, makes up 55% of this product. It's like a hydration overload in a beautiful gel format. I still don't want my skin to feel too heavy, even though it needs that hydration. So this is a really good option for me. I actually chose it because Blythe, which is the name of the brand, my favourite film of all time is Blythe Spirit, which is like a Noel Coward comedy from ages and ages ago. If you haven't checked it out, it's actually really good. If you like that sort of old-fashioned sort of melodrama but comedy, it is really good. It's my favourite film of all time, and I was attracted by the name, and I love it. Now, it comes in this pot. It's called a serum, but it's definitely more of a hydrating cream. You could use this in place. It's cruelty-free. All of the products I mentioned today are cruelty-free, which is fantastic if that's one of the motivators for why you purchase a product. With the exception of this, which is the Epiduo, the retinol, it's really difficult to find a prescription strength retinol that is cruelty-free just by the nature of how they're formulated, but the rest of the products are cruelty-free. This is a really good dupe for the Hydra Boost Gel by Neutrogena, which isn't cruelty-free. So if you're looking for a cruelty-free dupe, the Pressed Serum by Blythe is a really good, it is more expensive, but it is a really good option. They give you a little spatula. I never use this. I know, everyone's gonna cringe and hate me for it. I just can't be bothered. I lose them and I can't be bothered with them. It's got packed full of botanicals, and it comes in like a jelly-like consistency, which just goes beautifully on the skin. I use more than I probably should of this, but it sinks in without a trace and just gives me that hydration that I need and locks everything in. This you do take onto your neck, as with all the other products, except the retinol, and you just feel gorgeous and hydrated afterwards. I absolutely love it. It's got a really nice, light, botanical smell, nothing too heavy. It's fresh. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I love the product. I'm going to try more by this brand because I love the name and I love the products that I've tried so far. There you go, guys. A full start to finish, morning through to evening skincare routine. Now, I'm quite happy to read people to fill for their skincare routines on this channel, so I'd like you to do the same for me. Leave me a comment below. Anything you change, anything you are going to learn from this, you're taking out, let me know. Leave me a comment below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Hopefully, if you like this style of video, give it a thumbs up. It's a longer one, but I thought rather than doing 2 separate videos, we'll just merge it all into one. For those that like to binge watch and for people that just love a skincare routine, this has been the video for you. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.